I'm Sarah Snow. I'm so happy you're here for another episode of Refreshed. As you may know, I am a mom. I'm a total hands-on mom, and I completely understand that sometimes life gets crazy, days get busy, and dinner comes together at the last minute. And on those days, dinner has to be thrown together from whatever you happen to have in the pantry and the refrigerator. This is one of those meals, and yet it somehow tastes very gourmet. These are refreshed salmon cakes. Okay, to get started with the salmon cakes, you first need your canned salmon. This is something that's super easy to keep in your pantry. It's good to toss into a salad. It's really good to toss into pasta dishes, but you can also use it to make some salmon cakes. So you want one 20-ounce can of salmon, or you can do a couple of the 7-ounce cans. 3 would be ideal, or you can go with 2. I'm adding to that about a tablespoon plus of fresh chopped dill. Now remember, if you don't have fresh herbs on hand, you can go ahead and use the dried herbs, and you want to cut whatever the recipe calls for by about 4. So if something calls for 4 teaspoons of fresh, you want to go with 1 teaspoon of dried. I'm adding to that a couple teaspoons of capers. Yum, love capers. 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I also have 1 beaten egg there, but I'm going to wait a minute. I don't want to put that in too early on my breadcrumbs because it will cause those breadcrumbs to clump up right away. I'm also going to put in 1 shallot, finely chopped. Now I want my shallot to really be very finely chopped. So make sure you get it into teeny tiny little pieces. And then I have a couple tablespoons of a very seedy mustard, a couple tablespoons of mayonnaise, and that 1 egg. And that's it. Super easy, right? And these were all ingredients that you usually have on hand. You usually have mustard and mayonnaise and eggs, and you're gonna start keeping some salmon in the pantry. And then some dill. If you don't have fresh, you're gonna go with dried. If you didn't have shallots on hand, you could use a mild onion of any sort. All right, and here we have it. Yum. I would eat it, except that it's not quite ready. So now I'm going to form these into patties. And this will make about 6 to 8 patties, depending on what size you want them to be. And I'm going to lay them in my pan. This is an oven-safe pan that I've coated with some olive oil. It's going to go on the stove first and then into the oven. Now, of course, the most important thing when forming your patties is to make sure they are all about the same size. That way they will cook uniformly. Good. Give my hands a rinse, and then I'm going to put them on the stove. Okay, now these are going to cook for about 4 minutes per side on a medium high. After I've flipped them and done 4 minutes more, I'm going to put them in a 400-degree oven for about 10 minutes. This is going to make sure they really cook through, but this will seal the moisture in by cooking them on the stove top first. So that was it. 4 minutes on the stove top per side, and then about another 10 minutes in a 400-degree oven. And these are nice and firm. You can tell they're still very moist. So simple, so super quick, everything you already had on hand, and voila, dinner is ready. These are great cold, or they're great hot. They're wonderful over a salad. You could pair them with a little bit more chopped dill, some lemon and some sour cream, or you could simply go au naturel. Either way, I hope that you enjoy.